Hello and welcome to the Behind the Screens podcast with me, Curtis.
And me, Bart.
And I'm James.
No, that's me.
We are stripping it back today. We are guestless, barebacking, you and I.
I don't want to be involved in that. I'm not being barebacked by you. No chance.
Well,
Not with that little thing.
we can't start the podcast. No, we can't.
This is how we
Spotify are looking at pushing it for the next couple of weeks. We can't start with that.
This is what it is, mate. This is the podcast. You can't suddenly start and say, oh, I don't want to do that. This is it. This is live and direct, coming to you from studio. What is this one? Studio 2?
208.
Yeah, so this is it, mate. This is the podcast that we've always wanted. There's no guests. It's me and you.
Are we still rolling?
It's me and you.
Yes, we are.
And this is where we see whether people actually want to listen to us or somebody else.
And there's
Or
no HR to save
Yeah.
us in here.
This is where we're going to grow our follower base.
Okay.
Because they're going to get to know us as people.
What are we doing today, James?
We're talking about all sorts of different things.
Yeah, we are talking about who we are, giving people a bit of insight into who you actually are, who I actually am, and having a bit of a laugh. So I think let's kick it off. Who's James Hacking?
I am the founder of Socially Powerful, which is a global marketing agency. Looking at you. We've got over 100 employees. We've got offices in London, New York. What are you doing that for?
You said 10 seconds.
Okay, fine. And across Europe. And we work with some of the biggest brands in the world. But prior to that, I've been entrepreneurial for 17, 18 years. Lots of highs, lots of lows,
Yeah.
lots of in-betweens. There you go.
I feel like that's not really told me much about you, though. Who are you? You're an
Geezer.
entrepreneur. You're a geezer.
We're going to find out, aren't we? You said I can't tell you everything about my life in 30 seconds.
Sure. You're a parent.
I am a dad, yeah.
You're a husband.
Yes, I feel like you know more about me than I do.
Do you want to do your 2 truths and a lie, or shall I do?
No, I want you to introduce who you are.
I am Curtis. I am not a husband. I'm a dad. Content creator many years ago. You wouldn't be able to tell watching the podcast. The plaque, not sure if it's in shot.
It is.
Garish FIFA content. Do not look it
Gamer
up.
can.
The gamer can. The gamer can't. Moved into the industry of the creator economy and have been a talent manager, football fan, Arsenal fanatic, season ticket holder. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Let's hear 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
So I think I'm going to say right now, I think they're all lies. And I think this is just a facade. and you're not who you say you are.
Okay. Based on what you've seen some sneak previews of what's coming anyway. So
Yeah.
You might actually guess this one. I have played 5-a-side with Lionel Messi.
Strong.
I have lost over £500,000 on a failed business venture. I paid people to do my university coursework to pass my degree.
That's a very good list. I think the Messi one's a lie. I'm gonna throw it out there because I think you definitely have paid someone. I feel like I've either heard that or I feel like you've paid someone to do like some coursework or something. And what was the second one? Half a million.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you would do in the nicest possible way, like some harebrained idea and it go wrong.
So the Messi one is a lie,
Yes.
but I have met Lionel Messi and
Okay.
I've played, what was it, foot volley with him, not 5-a-side. So there you go.
Right. I love it when people do that. It's like a stretch in it. So go on then. Talk us through uni and $500,000.
So university was, I was doing all my freestyle stuff at uni and
Is that a course, is it?
football freestyle.
Oh, was that actually
No, it's not a
Oh,
course.
no. The way you said you were doing it at uni. I
So I had my own business doing the
Right.
freestyle stuff and I was making decent money doing that. And I never wanted to go to university in the first place, but I found out that only when I was there.
Right.
So I never went to any lectures. I think I went about 3 times in 3 years. And it got to the point of like 3rd year where you need to do coursework and a dissertation.
Mm.
And my course was one where you actually had to go in to know what was going on. So
What did you study?
e-business, which was during my time, this is internet business. This is like internet business.
Yeah.
So first, one of those. And you had to code and do like some database stuff and build things.
You don't strike me as a coder.
On a computer. And I didn't have a clue how to do that. And it's a funny story, actually. One time I got my housemate's brother to do it for me.
Oh, so you've got different people.
Yeah.
in
housemate's
degree.
brother to do it for me. I paid him 200 quid and I passed that one.
Flying
The
colours.
second time, he actually didn't know how to do what I needed him to do. So I befriended like a few people off my course. And I said, could I come in one day and just see what you guys are doing, just so I can get
Did
some
you nick
idea
the
of
code?
how, well, this is it, mate. I got in there, right? And these guys were just not really helping me at all. They were just, because obviously didn't know them anyway. Why would they help someone they didn't know? So I was there, sat next to them, and they're like, yeah, we'll sort of like, well, I'll show you what we're doing. And then one of them left, and he left his like computer logged in.
Oh no.
And me being the entrepreneur that I am, I saw there was
James
coursework
hacking.
there. I was like, is he going to come back or not?
Wow.
I put my USB drive in, got the files, boom, took it off, put it on my laptop.
Did you delete it from his computer too?
No. So he had his stuff, and all I did was, it was like, I can't remember.
Change the name.
It was basically building some sort of database, and I changed the color of mine compared to his.
How have you got away with that?
Don't know, but anyway, I passed.
Congrats.
My parents probably don't know that.
Did you? did you pass?
I
feel
did,
like,
yeah. I got a 2-2.
I feel like somebody else has passed.
I got a first in my dissertation. So, yeah, that's how I started my entrepreneurial journey.
And look where you are today.
Yeah, that one.
Let that be a lesson, kids.
Yeah.
And then £500,000. What happened there?
So this was before I started Socially Powerful. I had another agency, which was all about creating viral content. So the idea was that we go into brands and we pitch Red Bull style ideas,
Right.
which like come up with the biggest ideas ever. So I invested a lot of money in hiring people. I invested a lot of money in equipment. I invested a lot of money in office space. And 18 months in, we'd won no work. So I was funding the whole thing, and it flopped. And
Is it your money?
It was my money, yeah. It was all the stuff from my freestyle word that I've made from over the years. So yeah, I lost all that money.
Did you take any learnings from it?
Yeah, I did massively, which was probably don't hire people before you've actually got clients.
Right.
Which is a big thing, because if you're spending salaries and office space and you're trying to look too big before you're actually there, it's just going to cause chaos because you haven't got any revenue coming in. And then trying to actually like convince people. This was like 2014, 2015 as well. So I was only 24, 25 at this time. And going in to try and convince like an older head of marketing CMO that they're going to work with a 24-year-old guy on their YouTube channel just didn't really happen.
Especially back then.
Back then, yeah, it wasn't something that happened. So it was a massive risk. If I'd done it now, I think it would pay off because people take you more serious. Like, I don't know what it is. People understand that like younger people are in the social media world and the social creator space. So they probably take you a lot more seriously and it might have been successful. But back then it wasn't.
Wrong place.
Back then it wasn't.
Right place, wrong time.
Yeah. So
Have you pitched a Red Bull ever?
do you know what? I'm trying to think if we've done anything. I don't know. I know a lot of people that have done Red Bull stuff and done like amazing content, and I've helped them get that work, but we've never like actually done an idea ourselves.
Is that like the dream for you then? Tick that
Not
box.
anymore, mate.
No, moved on.
Don't really care who it is, as long as they've got loads of
As long as the money's there, we don't care. Shall I do my 2 truths and a lie?
Go on then.
Okay. I was once mistaken for Carl Jenkinson at a FIFA launch event, and
I can sort of believe that.
backstage to the VIP area. I went in goal for a penalty shootout when I was under 11s and saved a penalty, breaking my wrist in the process.
I feel like I've heard something about that.
The guy who took the penalty went on to play for Wolves and went into Love Island.
What was his name?
Who knows? Who knows? And I had a samurai lesson with international superstar DJ Steve Aoki.
I've seen a picture of that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
So it's one of the other. Oh, the first one was Carl Jenkinson.
Carl Jenkinson FIFA, broken wrist, Wolves, Love Island. I wasn't a goalie I didn't have particularly strong wrists.
These two could they just seem real because you actually do look a little bit like him. And then the other one, don't know. Could someone break your wrist with a penalty at under 11s? And has someone from Wolves gone to Love Island? I'm going to say that one's a lie. The Love Island one.
The Carl Jenkinson one's the lie. That's it. So that was an easy one for me because back in the YouTube days, Carl Jenkinson and Callum Chambers, I used to get all the time in the comments as
see
lookalikes.
I can see that.
The under 11s one saved it, but then fell onto the wrist with it bent back like that. Sorry, forgot about the microphone.
Terrible mic etiquette.
Horrific mic etiquette. It was Aaron Simpson. I'm calling you out, Aaron. He didn't play for Wolves in a Premier League game, but he did play in the Cups and then was a bombshell in Love Island. But he didn't really need to apologise, but he bought me an inflatable football chair as an apology. So, I respect that, Aaron.
Are you still friends?
I don't think I've spoken to him since that day. It was. This is the worst thing. He was in the year below me as well. So he was under 10s, but obviously a talented footballer.
Yeah.
So that's what we think about ourselves.
Yeah.
I want to know some questions about you and I want to get some answers.
Go on then.
And you've got some for me. I want to get back to the freestyle and stuff.
Yep.
Who was the worst footballer you were on set with? Were you ever on set with them?
Trying to think.
And then I want 2 prongs to that. Attitude and technical ability.
Attitude, I can already tell you who the biggest dickhead was straight away. Michael Owen.
Not shocked.
Yeah, we were doing a BT ad and I think Gareth Bale. So it was Gareth Bale, Michael Owen, Shay Given and Wes Brown. Wes Brown is probably the nicest footballer I've ever met in my whole life.
I've heard that.
He gave me like 3 pairs of football boots after it. I was like, what? Cheers, nice one, mate.
I think he was expecting you to clean them.
No, but he's given me like the latest Adidas Preds and I was like, oh, cool, nice, mate. And I sold them anyway. Because I didn't play football that time. But we were doing this ad and Gareth Bale, I think, had just signed for Real Madrid. So like he was big superstar. Yeah. So he was like absolute legend as well. But Michael Owen was sort of just like hovering around like he was just some big cheese. And I think he was playing for Stoke or someone at the time.
Yeah.
So he'd like had a massive fall from grace.
Always injured.
And he just wasn't like, he didn't take any interest in like anyone else but himself. And he was a bit of a pain in the arse to like get on the set. And he complained that we need to take it again and be like, ugh. Anyway, so he was a bit of a knob. And then technical ability. He did some stuff with some old pros once. There was like Peter Reid was there. And there was some like other fellas, I can't remember their names, but like they were obviously like players back in the day. Because they were like 65, 70, you know, and like, they just can't move anymore. Yeah. There was some like that, just for, you couldn't ever believe they were professional footballers. That's
a bit like you. Probably wouldn't be able to believe with your knee now.
But. Yeah, terrible. But yeah, I can't remember their names, but yeah, I think a few of them play for England and so they're obviously players, but not at that age.
Not anymore.
So yeah, there you go.
What's the biggest mistake you've made as a business owner? I feel like
probably what I just told you about.
Is there maybe an individual moment, something where you were like, oh no?
I'm trying to think. Hiring you.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm trying to think what would be the biggest mistake.
Has there ever been a time when you thought like the influencer bubble and creator bubble would burst?
Yeah. Probably in the first 2 years of starting SP.
So that is
2017,
18?
Yeah, 17, 18. When we were working with all these Chinese brands that wanted to go into Western markets and go overseas, and they were ploughing like hundreds of thousands of pounds into influencer partnerships. And we just thought, this thing's not going to last forever. And they ended up doing it for like 2 years where they spend loads and loads of money on influencers and then, they stopped. So that was like probably the one time when I thought, okay, what's going to happen next? But yeah, it hasn't changed, and I don't think it will change. I think it's only going to get more and more, Curtis. As the Unilever CEO announced this week, 50% of their marketing budget going into social. No one cares about this because they don't listen to this sort of stuff, but there you go.
Would he poo on a poo?
Yes.
That's your 3 quick questions.
Oh, cool. I've got more than 3.
You fire away, and if I feel like I'm up against the ropes, I'll take a dive.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten just to know what it tastes like?
Why is the weirdest just to know what it tastes like?
Yeah. Have you ever eaten like any exotic things from like weird markets?
No, and I don't plan on. I'd probably say like frog's legs is the weirdest.
What did it taste like?
Just like rubbery, really salty, but like a rubbery.
Like a used condom.
Little bit, yeah. Not that I'd know what that tastes like. But how
got
I
you
would
there.
imagine. 1-0 James, yeah. All right, it's a used condom. A used condom. It's the bestie I've eaten.
What's the weirdest thing?
That is 100% getting kept in out of context.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten, Bart? Just to
Chalk.
Polish ham.
Chalk?
What?
Chalk. 100%. Or
Polish ham.
not that you can ingest it, but like a sponge. Just because the texture.
You've gone very different with your
Yeah, I
questions.
thought I didn't really want to ask like ones that are normal. So there's a few normal ones in here,
Okay.
but there's this one I really think could be quite interesting.
I'm worried about these.
So think about your best friend. You said
Yep.
it's your brother, okay?
Yep.
How much money would it take for you to betray him for a life-changing amount?
So what do you mean? As in,
Like,
am I taking the money from him?
no, it comes from like an anonymous source.
But is he going to get it and then I get it instead?
No, you get it. So you've got to do something horrible to him to
Okay.
get this money.
Can we narrow down what I've got to do? Because I think that will help me
Okay.
decide.
But you're never going to talk to him again. This is the thing.
Yeah, but you might watch this.
What's his name?
Nick.
Nick. Okay. Curtis is going to break into your house.
Yeah.
He's going
I could easily done.
to break all your legs. However many you got.
All of them.
He's an octopus.
And your arms, and you're going to be in hospital for 5 months recovering.
He'd love that. Basically.
How much is it going to take? How much money?
So am I then not allowed to like talk to him again?
You can try. You can try, but he's never going to forgive you.
Because if it's $1 million, I'm doing that. I'm giving him $500,000.
You can't do that.
All right.
You get the money, and that's
10
it.
million. He'd get it. He'd understand.
How much for you, Bob?
What, to break my sister's legs?
No. So, like, let's say for
My
example,
brother's legs.
it's a life-changing amount of money, but you got to betray your best friend.
Yeah, I reckon 2 million.
Okay.
I feel like the
2 million.
familial bond as well. Like family, it adds a little bit more on. Blood's thicker than friendship.
Yeah,
Okay.
family would
What about
definitely
you,
be more.
James? Who's your best friend and how much to cap him?
Give me a situation.
That one.
Or to break his legs. I'd love to break his legs. What would you do if you could make one person's life slightly worse every day without them knowing?
Does it get a little bit worse each day?
It could do.
I would push your hairline back a tiny bit every day until it stops here.
I mean, that's going to happen anyway.
Immediately regrows. If you cut it off, vroom, straight back up and it just sits there.
I like that. That's
Inverse R9.
That's a good one. I get it cut every 2 weeks as well, so we'll be fucked.
I feel like you get more than that, don't
No,
you?
every 2 weeks.
Slow
Okay,
growth.
interesting. That's a good answer. I like that one.
I've got a great one for this. I would take out a fuse out of every single plug socket out of your house every day.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Huh?
It's a lot of work for you.
Yeah, but I would. It
What
would
if I
like.
move to Spain? What are you going to do then?
I would just fucking.
Yeah.
Or each day, take your toothpaste out before you wake up. So you can never. You have to go to the shop
Just
to get
scoop
toothpaste.
it out.
No, like I would steal your toothpaste every day.
I think I'd pee on your seat, so you had to like mop it up every day.
Well, this seat.
Like a toilet seat. So you got to be,
Oh.
but like literally like drench it.
I'll just dig a hole or something.
Or every time
In your house?
Every time you go for a sit down poo, like
Who
you get
says I
wet
do
legs.
sit down poos?
Well, you've got to. Do you hover?
No, of course I sit down.
I'll get a serious question now about your YouTube days.
Okay.
So I want to know the answer to this one, Curtis, because surely this one just comes off the top of your head. During your YouTube days,
Mhm.
what was the biggest amount of money you got from a brand campaign?
It doesn't. I can't remember the exacts. There's a couple in the 4K. I also had like longer term FIFA coin deals that were like 6 monthly for like 2K a month, but they were paid monthly and it wasn't like a lump sum. I think it was a Tops campaign with an agency that still exists, actually, not Socially Powerful.
Do you reckon they got their money's worth?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, the whole campaign, I don't think it was necessarily the talent on that one. It was I don't know if it's a good idea to include, the campaign was fucking awful. A lot of money, but this was also kind of very early in the gaming influencer like campaigns, and talent didn't know how to mess it. Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, I didn't have a clue what I was doing either, really. I'd read a script and everyone would call you a sellout back then. And I'd be like,
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Curtis.
Go download
Back with another
Tops.
video.
Yeah, it was...
Today I'm working with Tops, whatever the fuck they're called.
Tops Kick, it was,
Kick.
mobile app. As if the peeling stickers and sticking them into a book wasn't good enough. It's now on your phone. that wasn't the
Right.
tag, but yeah.
I've got loads more questions that we can ask, but let's move on, I think.
We're going to do our top 5s now. Top 5 worst commuter habits. Go.
People who play shit music out loud or their shit videos mates send them.
My number 5, loudspeaker. I don't want to listen to your shit music or what your mum is making for dinner. Turn it off.
Okay. Number 4, builders who are alcoholics and stink of last night's ale.
It's when they're doing the night shift and they finish and they're necking one when you're going in. It's the
Oh,
worst.
mate, it's worse when they're going in necking them. They're going to
yeah,
work
true. Yeah.
necking them.
Number 4 for me, not letting people off the train before getting on. It's a simple system. Let them off. There's more space to get on. It's not hard. Grow up.
Number 3, people who sit next to you when there's a free seat, but sit literally on the very edge of it, as far away as possible, so it looks like you're scum. You know, there's a 2 seat, and they're sat on it, and their arse cheeks are barely on the seat.
Yeah.
Or one arse cheek's on, one arse cheek. It's just like, what? You'd sit on the seat, mate.
Might be your breath.
Well, it could be, yeah, but
Yeah.
next one.
Sorry, mate. Number 3, flappers. People who is coming up to their stop, they're panicking already. They're getting their bag. They're on the edge.
He's a flapper.
Not on a train though. I know my commute. I'm a flapper in daily life.
This morning you were like, that's my train. That's my train.
Oh no! Right, roll the clip. It was very much a heartbroken.
He's flapping.
But do you know what I mean? Though,
That's my train.
when they've got.
Sir, that's my train. Bring it back, please.
Please stop your train immediately.
Go on then.
But yeah, 5 minutes before the stop, they're there at the door with their bag. There's no need, and it's unacceptable.
Number 2, people who wear bags on their backs on a packed train. So their bag is in someone's face, and then someone comes on, they're flapping it in someone else's face. Take it off, you prick.
I like how we've both got a little finishing point. Number 2, the leg spreader. Just close them. Don't need to say anything else.
Okay, this is my number 1. And this one just winds me up. So there's people who've been commuting for years and they know exactly where the doors open and close at each station.
Yep.
And they man mark their spot on the platform.
I do this.
So they know exactly where the doors open and they stand there like bouncers guarding that piece of turf. So if someone comes on it, they're like, nope, my bag's there, you're not getting in there. So they know where, it just winds me up. Just like, fuck off, you old, boring twat.
Thanks, mate. I do that. I know exactly my entire commute, optimum place to stand to get here as quick as possible.
It's honestly, there's a couple that stand in this one spot every day. And today it was just like, you are fucking losers.
So what, did they get in your way or what was the story?
I just
today?
know they're stood in the place they want to be stood.
annoying
And it
you.
just winds me up.
I'm quite coy about it. I'll be like,
But you
then
can tell
hop
they're
on.
like looking, they're like making sure no one else is going to get like anywhere near
Oh.
there, just so.
mine's for the exits. I know if I get off at City Thameslink, I know where I need to be. And
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, they've got their bags next.
Oh
to them,
yeah,
so
no, there's no need for that.
They're full on scrubbing.
Yeah, nah. Barebackers, number 1.
Ooh, what's that?
You've commuted enough times. Why are you sitting there without a phone, without a book, just looking at me, looking at what's going on?
Raw dogging.
Keep yourself to yourself.
Maybe they're raw dogging.
Grow up. Read a book. Listen to, just do something.
Maybe they're scared.
Of
Like someone coming on the train with a bomb. They're like
And
looking around.
right. So we've got an amateur vigilante. What are they gonna do?
Don't know. Just like be aware of their surroundings.
Get a phone,
Do you know-
download Snake.
Sometimes, to be fair, I raw dog it.
I knew you'd say
And
that.
I'd be like, because you know, you just look at
you
your
got
phone.
ears in though?
Ears in. Fucking hell. Just like when you look at your phone for so long, it's just like, oh, I'm a bit bored of that now. I'm just going to look out the window and just see what's going on. Or look at you sexy motherfucker.
Well, maybe that's why it's such a problem for me, because most people are
Thinking it's Carl Jenkinson.
thinking, is that Arsenal's right back?
Okay, this is my honourable mention.
Yep.
Shoes on the seat.
Yeah.
Like that one.
I felt like that goes without saying.
That's just like the worst of the worst.
You wouldn't
And
do
sometimes it's not even who you think it's going to be. It's like fellas in their 40s sat there with their feet.
But that's because they've got no respect for people around them.
Respect.
Respect. That's a great reference. Is that
What's
Lee
it
on it?
Yeah, there you go.
Respect.
But
You missed. I love both of yours, but you missed out a massive one. You know when you're like rushing to get to work or wherever you're going, and someone's in front of you tapping out, and they tap it, and it goes red, and they just stand like this, and they just keep
Do you know what?
tapping
I've got
it.
another.
Just
yeah.
the boils my blood. Just move to the side.
Yeah.
Let me get through.
I didn't actually think about the gates and the rest
oh
of
yeah,
it.
there's lots from that one.
Do you know what winds me up at the gates? There's two, but there's a queue. And as they're approaching it, there's a person in front of you. It's like commit to one of them and they stand and then you go that way and then they hop in front of you. Commit to which one you're going to go to.
Another one I
Selfish.
actually hate is like being man-marked. So like they don't know they're being man-marked. Well, they don't know they're man-marking you. But when you get off the train and they've got their backpack on and they're on their phone, you know, shitloads of people get off and you want to get past them, but they go left and you go left.
Oh, yeah.
They're just like fucking like walking. Like,
Yeah.
Get them away, you dick.
Yeah.
Granny.
Yeah. Especially like you're in London Bridge at 6 o'clock. Like have some wherewithal.
So this is Bart's question of the week.
Bart's question of the week.
That's what I've got to do now. That's bingo. Go on then.
You're both parents.
Yes.
Both fairly young kids. What is one thing when your children grow up, you tell them to avoid doing as a mistake that you have done in the past?
Starting a podcast. I think it's different for me as a girl dad in that I want her to avoid blokes. But that's just, that's not from experience. That's just, I know what blokes are like.
I've got one. So last night we watched the Avicii documentary on Netflix. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't actually.
Really good. And
Is it new?
I'm not
I
sure.
feel like I've not heard about it.
So one thing that I got from that was that, have you seen it?
No, but I know the story.
Like the pressure that this guy was under. He like went from literally nothing to overnight a global star, where the amount I didn't even know the amount of music he made was just like next
Yeah, it's
level.
mad,
When you actually hear the songs, oh my god, that's like he was on the radio for years. Every single one was like a number one, but he was like doing gigs every single night and doing tours like
That's
every single month.
DJ life, isn't it? It's horrible.
But one thing I thought from that was like, for my little boy, whatever he does in life, I don't want that sort of pressure to be on him because that sort of stuff for me, like just seeing how broken the guy was like quite like destroying. It's like if someone's talented at something, whatever it is, I just don't want him to have like the pressure of like needing to like fulfill something that he perhaps he doesn't want to do, because it actually came out that Avicii didn't want to be this like DJ that's touring all the time. He just wanted to make music that he wanted to make. So yeah, just something like that really would be my thing.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, especially when you turn a hobby into a job,
Yeah.
like,
Because everyone was like,
Makes
"Oh, what do you want him to be? What do you want him to be?" Like, just let him do what he wants to do. So he's only 18 months old.
yeah, give him a bit of time. The other thing with Avicii, I only just think of that was it Mike Posner that I took a pill in a beach. Avicii. That's all I think about now with Avicii, which is a
And as
sad
well, like
legacy.
some of the lyrics in his like older songs, when he sort of changed music style that he had, he was like crying for help with a lot of the things that he was saying. So
and nobody notices.
nobody noticed it.
So it's too late.
I think like he was obviously very close to his parents, and you can tell the relationship. His dad was really like special, but I don't know. I just want to have that relationship with my son where he's able to talk to me about stuff like that. Like if there's things that he needs help with, or he can't like process something, or he's having a bit of a shit time, just be the dad where he can talk to stuff about.
I saw something, I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was like, this generation are the generation to break parenting, in that we're setting new role models in terms of what you should be emotionally as a man, what you should be in terms of opening up, just kind of everything. And it feels like this is the first real culture shift in parenting, is kind of this 15 to 20 year window. So it's going to be, in 20 years time, we're raising a new type of men and women.
Yeah. So Louis, when you watch this, mate, in 15 years time, 20 years time, Daddy's got you.
I think that should probably be where we end the pod.
Yeah, sound.
I cannot believe we finished on a genuinely
Actually, like positive, deep chat.
Yeah. Never
So that's what you're
again.
going to get with this podcast, guys. It's
You never know what
An
you're gonna
emotional
get.
roller coaster.
yeah.
Thanks for watching Behind the Screens podcast. We'll see you next week.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe across all our platforms. Make sure you go on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube,
And Spotify, rate us 5 stars.
and MySpace.